Welcome to my channel. China has assisted Iran in acquiring sensitive data, could reshape strategic calculations. In response to Iran's expanding missile inventory and its investment in long-range precision systems, Washington fortified its defensive presence in key bases. Have Chinese commercial satellites just exposed Donald Trump's classified war plans in the Middle East once again, leaving American commanders scrambling? With shocking new images now showing exactly 11 American Air Force Raptors stationed at a remote Israeli base. A Chinese satellite company just published the exact location of every American base in the Middle East. Not rumors, not estimates. High-resolution satellite imagery showing the precise runway positions, aircraft models, air defense batteries, and force numbers at every single U.S. military installation within striking range of Iran. Posted publicly on social media for the entire world, including thrown to sea. The company is called Mazar Vision. It is based in Zhou, China, and it has alleged ties to the People's Liberation Army. In the last 72 hours alone, Mazar Vision published satellite images confirming 11 F-22 Raptors at Ovia Air Base in Israel, the USS Gerald R. Darfur departing Crete toward the Middle East, THAAD missile defense batteries at Jordan's Muwafaq Salti Air Base, F-35s and F-15E Strike Eagles at every major hub the U.S. is using for a potential Iran strike. And it did all of this while Iranian media was simultaneously broadcasting those exact base coordinates with explicit threats to destroy them. This is not a coincidence. This is a strategy. Share this everywhere because what Mazar Vision published in the last 72 hours, precise satellite imagery of every American strike asset position against Iran down to the individual aircraft models and runway positions, combined with China deploying its most advanced spy ship, the 30,000-ton Liao Wang-1, into the Persian Gulf alongside Type 055 destroyers to monitor U.S. carrier movements in real time, represents the most complete real-time intelligence transfer from a great power to a regime that came under military threat since the Cold War. China is not an observer in this crisis. China has become Iran's eye in the sky, and the Pentagon is watching it happen and cannot stop it. Before we reveal exactly which bases Mazar Vision exposed and what aircraft and weapons are now visible to Iranian targeting commanders, why the one base Mazar Vision deliberately skipped from its imagery reveals a calculated Chinese strategy rather than random commercial publishing. Subscribe to Daily Military Talks right now and hit that bell, because China publishing every American base location on social media, while Iran simultaneously threatens to strike those exact bases, is not commercial satellite imagery. It is a targeting package delivered in public. Here is what Mazar Vision actually published on February 27, 2026, and why the specific details it released were not random selections from a commercial satellite company doing routine monitoring. Mazar Vision published high-resolution satellite imagery showing 11 Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptors parked on a runway at Ovda Air Base in southern Israel, the first public confirmation of America's most classified aircraft on Israeli soil. The same release showed the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier departing Suda Bay Naval Base in Crete with its full strike group heading toward the Middle East theater. Earlier releases showed U.S. deployments at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, Muwafaq Salti Air Base in Jordan, and Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. The company has been publishing daily updates on U.S. force movements, exact numbers of aircraft, specific models, air defense system positions with frequency and granularity that has shocked Western defense analysts. Experts confirm the publication highlight China's intelligence gathering capabilities and its ability to track high V-value targets in near real time. That level of detail is not what commercial satellite companies publish. That is what targeting intelligence looks like. Now look at what Mazar Vision deliberately left out and why the one base it omitted from its entire tranche of imagery reveals this is not neutral commercial monitoring. Despite publishing imagery of every other major U.S. installation in the region, Mazar Vision released no images whatsoever of Al Dhafra Air Base in the United Arab Emirates. Al Dhafra traditionally hosts some of the largest concentrations of American fighter aircraft in the entire Middle East. The reason Mazar Vision skipped it is not because the satellites cannot see it. The UAE military is a client of China's military aviation industry. The UAE has purchased a full squadron of Avic Hongdu L-15 advanced jet trainers directly from Chinese defense manufacturers. Miser Vision published every American base that could be targeted by Iran. It protected the one American base hosted by a country with active military purchase relationships with Beijing. Think about what that selective omission reveals. A company with alleged PLA ties published detailed targeting imagery of every U.S. base it wanted Iran to see and deliberately hid the one base it wanted protected. That is not a commercial decision. That is operational intelligence management. Just look at what the People's Liberation Army did directly, not through a commercial front company, and why its own official social media channel publishing U.S.-based imagery makes the Chinese government's role impossible to deny. The PLA published through its official social media platform, China Military Bugle, a video featuring high-resolution satellite images of 8 U.S. military bases in a region that it stated were under surveillance. Not 8 random locations. 8 U.S. bases specifically positioned for strikes on Iran, Jordan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Greece, Israel, and Diego Garcia. The PLA's official communication channel publishing U.S.-based surveillance imagery, while Iran is under direct military threat. This is the Chinese government through its own military's official media accounts telling Throne exactly where every American aircraft is parked. Think about what it means when the official social media account of the world's largest standing army publishes targeting imagery of a rival nation's military bases during an active crisis. That is not transparency. That is a threat communicated through pixels. And this is what happened within days of China publishing the Jordan base imagery, and why the sequence of events from Chinese satellite released to Iranian targeting threat proves these two things are directly connected. After Miser Vision and Chinese satellites published high-resolution imagery of Muwafiq Salti Air Base in Jordan, including detailed imagery of newly installed U.S. THAAD missile defense batteries, Iranian media outlets published a video documenting the base from the air with explicit threats to target and destroy it in the event of a full-scale war. Iranian officials on social media explicitly called for preparing to seize a Jordanian military base and capture American soldiers after striking it with missiles. The Iranian video showed base runways, building layouts, and entry points, with messaging warning of Iran's ability to render the base inoperable with high precision. Chinese satellites had confirmed F-35A stealth fighters, F-15E Strike Eagles, A-10C attack aircraft, and THAAD interceptor batteries were all positioned at that base. China published a location and defense layout. Iran published the targeting video and the threat. Same base, same week.